I have this set of rainbow nesting eggs that I painted the backgrounds on several years ago, and I just never got around to adding the dots, and I figured it was finally time. The first one I painted was the smallest one, and I actually ended up painting this one back when I did the background colors. So my original plan was to do rainbow dot patterns on the outside of each of these eggs. And this one is so tiny that I was having a hard time holding it and placing the dots. So I ended up getting a tool with a needle and just sticking the needle into the bottom of it, which worked really well because I'm able to turn the piece however I need to place the dots. Then when it was time to let it dry, I just left it on the tool and just stuck the tool upright into a holder, and it ended up working out really great. Once I was done with this piece, I then moved on to the next. For this one, I decided to just use different colors of the rainbows to do different gradients on the pieces. On this one, it ended up being like a yellow, green to blue. And I'm just using a little makeup sponge to blend the colors. So the original idea several years ago was I was going to do rainbow colors on the outside, but I really wanted to play around with this paint and I decided to just do all white designs on the outside. But I did quickly learn that these drops are great, but with this surface and the angle that I'm painting at, I kept having issues with them just kind of wanting to roll down the sides. So for this piece, I stuck it out and just used only the Nuvo drops. But for the rest of the pieces, I ended up switching back to my thick paint that I normally use because I don't have that issue of it rolling down the sides. And it ended up making the process so much more enjoyable for me. But don't get me wrong, I do like these paints. I'm just going to try them out on flat surfaces rather than something like this. It just wasn't the best choice for this particular project. Now for the design, this is a really small piece, so I wanted to keep it pretty simple, but I did want to have like some little petals in here. So I just kind of looked at the space that I had and kind of came up with a design that would fit. I definitely wanted it a design to kind of stop at the seam where the pieces come apart. And then I wanted to have the bottom be some type of design that didn't necessarily need to line up with the top half of the piece, to just make it an easier set to just kind of play around with. When you're opening and closing it, you're not having to worry about lining things up. So a lot of thought did go into the process of the design that I was creating. You can see here how that really thick dot was already trying to like roll down the side some. And as I worked my way around, like some of the dots on the other side had actually dripped down to the bottom half of the nesting egg. And that is why I ended up switching to my normal paints, because that right there is exactly what was driving me crazy when it came to using these. For the bottom half, I really didn't have much room and I really didn't want to just do a sacred geometry pattern going down, especially since there wasn't going to be any color to it. So I ended up making these like fun swipes going straight down to the bottom, and it ended up creating like this really cool effect. And this is how the piece ended up looking once it was done. For the next egg, I ended up doing this yellow blended into an orange and then blending that slowly into a red. I learned pretty quickly that placing a dot on the top of the egg ended up being more difficult than I thought it would be. So I found the easiest thing to do was just to mark it with a stencil. With the shape of the tip of the egg, it made it hard to just place a larger dot. So I found the easiest thing to do was just to mark it with a stencil, go in and load it up with a lot of paint, and then just take a needle and slowly drag that paint out to that outline. I did use a green colored pencil on this one that I did later regret using. It ended up being a huge problem when it came to removing. So next time I would definitely use a lighter color on top of the yellow. After finishing that first dot, I switched back over to my normal paints and I found it so much easier to work with because it's thick enough that it will give it texture, but the dots will still just stay in place. With the size of this egg, I still didn't have a lot of room to work with, so I really wanted to do a more detailed design, but I quickly realized that it was all just going to get lost in the background. So I changed the design to have more bigger dots and bigger swipes, kind of fill in the space, but still allow that background to be seen. And then when it came to like the bottom half, I ended up just going with a simple like sacred geometry pattern. Since this little guy proved to be hard to hold and paint at the same time, I decided to do like this pyramid pattern with the sacred geometry dots, mainly just to keep me from having to constantly rotate the egg in my hand, which would only just increase the odds and chances of me dropping it or smearing paint all over the place. So this actually worked really well for this particular piece. This one really gave me a lot of good ideas to do on the next one. The eggs are getting larger now, so I'm able to do more of the rainbow gradient on it. And then it was time to do that top dot on the next egg, which I have to admit has become my favorite part of these. Now that big dot is dry. So it dries with a lot of texture and is really great. And I really wished it would have worked out better for me on the sides of the egg. Over the years, I've learned how to adjust my paint consistency to whatever particular project I'm working on. And in this particular case, that paint was it just kept wanting to run down the side of the egg. So I'm using like a thicker mixture here, but these are just smaller dots, so they don't stand out as much as that big top dot does, but they have a lot of texture to them and they hold their shape and don't like start dripping down the side of the egg. Now for the petals, there still isn't a ton of room to work with, but definitely so much more than the other pieces. So I wanted to do more petals, more swipes, all those fun things, but I definitely had to make sure I didn't get too carried away, which is really easy to do once you start doing the swipes because they can just kind of be a little fun and addicting. So I had to really keep that in check. And then you can see like here how thick my paint is and how the dot is just staying in place. Just made things so much easier for me having the thicker paint because I didn't have to worry about any of that. I really made sure on the design to bring in elements that I had done on the other pieces to kind of make it very cohesive, but then each one, as it gets bigger, the design element just kind of grows with the piece. So it just becomes more detailed with each one. This one ended up having a different design element in the middle, or I ended up doing like these little tear-shaped petals and then ended up going in and doing like little accent petals on the side. To determine how big this section was going to be, I was really paying attention to the seam of the egg. I knew I wanted to do at least 2 more rows of petals going around. So I really looked at my spacing to decide where that first big tear drop would start. And with this particular design, I ended up making sure to leave myself plenty of room in between the petals because for the next row, I knew I wanted to do a design that was going to fit in between those two that I could raise up just a little bit, but still have plenty of room to work a design around this large dot. And once again, you can really see the texture of the paint there. And if I didn't swirl it out with a needle, it would have had like more of a little peak on it. Yeah, and I just love the way that this one turned out. And now it is time to do the largest egg. So on this one, I definitely knew I had to do the full rainbow going from red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay, guys, I saved the best for last as far as this big plumpy center dot because on this one, I had to use a ton of paint, like so much paint. I was really worried about how it was going to set up and what it was going to end up looking like in the end, but I just really took my time to make sure to get the paint to the edge of that circle. And then once I got that paint there, I spent a lot of time just swirling the paint around to kind of just smooth it out, just trying to get the paint to be evenly distributed across the dot. And in the end, the dot ended up being gorgeous. The center dot is absolutely dry. It dried with all that texture. It was just lovely. And with this piece, as I have a lot more room to work with, I was able to do more rows of petals, more swipes, and I just brought in my favorite design aspects from some of the other pieces to just kind of bring it all together. Now, I did not do a lot of walking the dots on the other ones because I just really didn't have the room to do it, and the dots ended up being so small that you really couldn't see it and appreciate all that work. So using a swipe was just a better choice. But on this piece, since it's so large, I was able to go in and do a little bit of walking the dots to kind of give this one its special little design element. To make sure I didn't lose the shape of the petal with the background, I did go in and do a swipe on the outside to kind of really define that area. And it worked really well. I just kind of brought it all together. It allowed me to do something different on this one, but still keeping it very cohesive with the set. Now for all the other ones on the bottom part, I ended up just doing some type of dot pattern. I really didn't go into like full petal mode on the rest of them. So I decided to keep it the same on this one. But instead of just all dots, I did go in and add like these little fun swipes to give it its own unique little feature. And honestly, it ended up being my favorite bottom of this set. The only thing that was left was to do this last row of petals. I just really wanted to see what the bottom would look like before I went in and figured out what kind of design I wanted to do in this one section. This was also the widest part of the egg, so I decided to do an even more detailed design here. I might as well take advantage of the space that I have. So it became really fun trying to figure out a design that was going to work in that space and kind of keep the same feel of the other pieces, but just expanding on it, just making it a little bit more. There was still a lot of space right here, but I didn't really have much room to do much more here. So in the end, I ended up going with like these big juicy swipes, and it ended up working out perfectly. And this was by far my favorite one of the set. So here they are all together, and you can just see how that little yellow one just stands out from the rest because it's just not the same theme. So the only thing I can really do is to see, now that's better. My absolute favorite part about these is that in the end, they still all fit inside of each other. I was really worried with the size of the dots and the thickness of the swipes that it wasn't going to fit, but it all worked out. I also went in and painted all of the inside white, to just give it a nice finished touch. Originally, I wanted to kind of keep the natural wood color, but it just looked unfinished and like I just gave up on it. So I just went ahead and just painted all of that white too. And I did keep this little guy. He is part of the family, so he gets to stay. Overall, I'm really happy with the set and the way it turned out. It was a really fun project, something different, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching as well. If you have any questions or ideas or suggestions for videos you would like to see, just drop that down in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.